Hello, my name is Michele Manhart, and I will be talking to you today about an article on the effects of blood lactate-guided conditioning of horses with exercises of differing durations and intensities on the heart rate and the biochemical blood variables. Blood lactate concentrations are regularly used to assess the level of fitness in the sport horse. VLA is used to represent the velocity that blood lactate concentrations reach certain values. With these values, we can determine the fitness and competitive success of the horse. The higher the VLA, the more training the horse has had. In this article, many questions will be addressed, including what is the effect of blood lactate-guided exercise for condition of horses? Is the exercise at lesser blood lactate concentrations derived by speeds for longer periods of time more effective than exercise of shorter durations but at greater blood lactate levels derived speeds at increasing V4 and V200? And also, what is the effect of the conditioning program on plasma, FFAs, and aniline? In this study, 6 two-year-old Haflinger stallions were used. While being housed in stables daily, feeding rations consisted of approximately 11 pounds of concentrate with 0.4 pounds of a mineral supplement. In the early summer months, they also received 6.6 pounds of hay and 35.3 pounds of grass. In the late summer, this changed and they received only the grass and not the hay. During the winter, they received 13.2 pounds of hay, and throughout the study, water and straw were ad lib. The study was designed so that all horses would have to go through 3 different conditioning programs, which each lasted 6 weeks with a 5-week resting period. The horses were exercised on a treadmill that was at a 17% incline with a maximal speed of operation at approximately 11 miles per hour. Each conditioning period had 21 sessions consisting of 45 minutes at an individual V1.5 to V2.5 or 25 minutes at an individual V4 level. When weather permitted, the horses were left in a large paddock during rest days or walked on a horse walker for 30 minutes. During the 5-week resting periods between each conditioning period, the horses were walked on the horse walkers for 1 hour 3 times a week and worked on the treadmill at a 0% incline twice a week for 20 minutes. A standardized exercise test, or an SET, was performed by each horse before each conditioning period, or CDP. On day 2 and day 9 of the CDP and 5 weeks after the CDP ended, each set consisted of multiple steps that were 5 minutes each. Between each step, there was a 60-second resting period. During this resting period, blood was sampled with a dry chemistry device to check the blood lactate concentrations. The speed during the first step was 2.3 milliseconds and increased to 0.3 until the blood lactate level reached V4. Also during this set, horses were fitted with commercial heart rate meters. The average speed of horses during exercise was 3.1 to 3.8, and the blood lactate concentration ranged from a 1.35 to a 6.85 mole per liter. After 45 minutes, it changed to 2.15 to 8.45 mole per liter after 25 minutes. This is shown in more detail in the table where the lactate concentrations are more broken down in each exercise sessions, and you can see where and by how much the levels have moved up or down. The mean heart rate was between 148 and 195 beats per minute during exercise. In conclusion, the adaptations of the fitness variables measured and of plasma, FFAs, and aniline to the conditioning programs used were not large. This could be because there was not any difference between the CDPs and the exercise regimen stayed the same throughout the study. This article was fairly easy to understand. The authors break down in steps of the study well and make it easy to follow. In terms of exercise physiology principles, it talks about velocity at which blood lactate concentrations meet a certain value, and about monitoring heart rate and temperature. What surprised me most about this paper was that they didn't change or increase the exercise regimen for each conditioning period, and this is also the aspect that I didn't understand, as I would think they would have gotten different or more of a response in the final results if they had. Looking at the results they got, and seeing that there wasn't much of a change, I didn't think there is much of a practical application for this research.